A lot of people wonder if we're alone in the universe. For ages, we've guessed about alien life, staring at stars and thinking about beings on other planets. Now, it might be real. The head of NASA said the James Webb Space Telescope, our best tool for space study, found something cool. Get ready for a big announcement. They've spotted life on Proxima b, an exoplanet. This could totally change how we see things. Let's check out what the Webb telescope found and what it could mean for us and future space trips. The James Webb Space Telescope is a super cool piece of tech that could change how we see the universe. It's got awesome gear and is in a sweet spot in orbit, letting astronomers check out faraway stars, galaxies, and planets like never before. It sounds hyped up, but it's pretty awesome. One of the best things is its giant 6.5mm mirror, way bigger than Hubble's. That big mirror helps it see faint light from really far away, places earlier telescopes couldn't reach. Before, scientists could only guess what was out there. Now, they can see it clearly with the Webb telescope. Also, Webb has a bunch of fancy tools that see many kinds of light, like the near-infrared camera, NIR cam. That one takes pictures in near-infrared, which is great because that light can go through dust clouds that block regular light. So, researchers can see way farther. NIR cam lets scientists look closely at how stars form in galaxies. The idea is to check out the early universe, see how galaxies grew, and find planets we couldn't see before. Webb's tools, like NIR-CAM, help us see how the universe is put together, learn how galaxies formed, and get a better idea of the forces that shape space. Another good tool is the Near-Infrared Spectrograph, or NI-SPEC. It splits light from faraway objects into different colors, which is called spectroscopy. That tells us about their temperature, movement, and what they're made of. NI-SPEC helps astronomers learn more about stars and galaxies by using light patterns to find elements and see how things interact. It's also key for figuring out the life cycles of stars and galaxies, like how they're born, change, and die. One of Webb's main things is looking at distant galaxies whose light took billions of years to get here. By checking out the light from these galaxies, astronomers can guess their age, what's in them, and what they're like, figuring out how they grew. The mid-infrared instrument MIRI is another big deal. It sees longer infrared light, so it can study stars, planets, and thick clouds where new stars are popping up. MIRI can also check out exoplanet atmospheres, telling us what's in them, how hot they are, and if they could have life. Star-forming areas are really interesting. Those clouds of gas and dust block light, but infrared can get through. With MIRI, scientists can see how stars and planets form, studying the science of how stars are made. MRI is also needed for finding exoplanets. It can spot and study faint infrared light from their atmospheres, giving us details about their environment, like if there's water, carbon dioxide, or other stuff for life. When looking for life out there, the Webb telescope uses two main tricks: spectroscopy and checking out atmospheres. Even if a planet doesn't have obvious stuff like oxygen, life could still be there. Spectroscopy, which is studying how light and matter act together, is super important. When a planet passes in front of its star causing a transit, Webb checks the light that goes through the planet's atmosphere. That light has tiny chemical signals that can be used to spot certain molecules. Webb uses MRI for mid-infrared and NI-SPEC for near-infrared stuff. Together, they give a full picture for figuring things out. During a transit, the light soaked up by a planet's atmosphere shows what it's made of. Webb figures out these signals to see what's in the atmosphere, spotting things that might mean life or good conditions for life. By finding these chemical hints, scientists make models of the atmosphere to understand the planet's climate and if it can support life. One of Webb's big goals is to find biomarkers, stuff linked to life, like oxygen, methane, and water. But finding those molecules is just the start. They need more studies to see if a planet could have life and if there's any sign of living stuff. Webb uses a trick called comparative indicator spectroscopy, where scientists look at data from different planets to make better guesses about the chances of alien life. Webb's special ability to find biomarkers in exoplanet atmospheres is a huge jump in trying to find alien life. Its mix of tools lets it see faraway planets like never before. As experts keep studying the data, they are coming up with findings about if life could be on other planets. And because the telescope can see so far, we can glimpse the past and see the universe from billions of years ago, capturing light from early galaxies. Webb shows how the universe has changed over time. These snapshots show how stars, planets, and galaxies popped up and changed, showing how the universe formed. Besides looking for life, the James Webb Space Telescope is changing how we grasp the bigger universe. Its clear pictures of galaxies, stars, and other things help us put together the history of space. Every new thing it finds pushes what we know about space, opening doors for new study and space trips. Looking ahead, the Webb telescope will still be a big piece of space study. The things it finds could really affect what we know and how we do space stuff. As we keep exploring and looking for life, science, Webb will keep leading the way. So, the James Webb Space Telescope is kicking off a cool chapter in space science. It can see galaxies far away, spot alien planets, and look for life. It's a big thing in our trip to grasp the universe. It's loaded with tools and tech and is ready to change how we check out space and find out its secrets. Its job of studying exoplanet atmospheres is maybe the most fun, letting researchers hunt for hints of life on other worlds. With this awesome stuff, Webb lets scientists study planets clearly, finding important things like water, methane, and oxygen. Webb is extremely important to decide if alien worlds can have life. And it does more than that. Webb's tech lets us compare these planets with Earth, which helps scientists guess if similar spots could be good for life. With detailed spectroscopy, Webb looks at light from faraway stars and planets, showing what they're made of. That's key to knowing if they can support life and making new plans about places to live in space. It also looks at infrared, which shines a light on stuff that was hidden, like star formation in dust clouds or young planetary systems. These parts are often hidden to telescopes that see regular light, but Webb can get through the dust to show awesome details. These details let scientists study how stars and planets are formed, showing the universal stuff that makes change happen. Also, Webb's use of near and mid-infrared viewing makes finding far new stellar life cycles and galactic development possible. It studies the light given off by galaxies and stars to check out their age, makeup, and look. That's important to knowing their lives and changes. Another exciting part of Webb's job is seeing the earliest times of the cosmos. By looking at light from the first galaxies that formed after the Big Bang, researchers can get knowledge of where the universe came from and how it has grown over billions of years. Thanks to its super cool tools, Webb can look farther into the past than any telescope. It records light from old galaxies, giving a glimpse into the beginning of space. The treasure chest of data from the James Webb Space Telescope will for sure change space science. As scientists work this information, they will find cool things that might battle everything we know. These finds could change what they know about our part in the universe. Spark new questions and start missions into. The Webb telescope is a huge movement forward in our try to go over the universe and answer the universe's biggest. Whether it's spotting planets, studying far star systems, or seeking for hints of alien life, the James Webb Space Telescope is space knowledge. As it keeps its work, we can reach more things that will space. To write a summary, the James Webb Space Telescope is starting a new time for space science. Its special instruments and make it one of the best tools ever made. From alien life to figuring out deep space, Webb is ready to show details that far human place. And as the mission knowledge how we know the space. Besides the mirror, the Webb has a bunch of instruments that can pick up different kinds of light, including the near-infrared camera and IR-cam. This thing takes pictures in near-infrared, which is important because this kind of light can get through dust clouds that block regular light. It lets scientists see way deeper into space. Within IR-cam, scientists can really study how stars form inside galaxies. The point of all this is to check out the early universe, figure out how galaxies formed, and find planets we couldn't see before. The Webb telescope's instruments, including an IR-cam, help show how complex the universe is, giving us clues about how galaxies formed and how the forces that shape everything work. Another key instrument is the near-infrared spectrograph (NISPEC). This is super useful for breaking down light from distant objects into different wavelengths, which tells us a lot. It gives us info about temperature, movement, and what stuff is made of out there. SPEC lets astronomers really dig into stars and galaxies by using light patterns to figure out what elements are there and how things interact. It also helps to understand how stars and galaxies live, from birth to death. One of the goals of the Webb telescope is to check out really distant galaxies whose light has taken billions of years to get here. By looking at the light information from these galaxies, astronomers can guess how old they are, what they're made of, and what they're like, piecing together their story. The mid-infrared instrument, MIRI, is another big deal. It looks at longer wavelengths of infrared light, letting scientists study stars, planets, and thick clouds where new stars are being born. MRI also makes it doable to check out the atmosphere of exoplanets, gathering important details about what's in them, how hot they are, and whether they might support life. Star-forming regions are especially interesting. Those thick clouds of gas and dust block regular light, but infrared light can pass through them. With MIRI, scientists can see planets being formed, studying the physics at work in these stellar nurseries. MRI is also essential for spotting exoplanets. It can detect and analyze faint infrared radiation from their atmospheres, revealing important details, including water vapor, carbon dioxide, and other chemicals needed for life. To find life beyond Earth, the Webb telescope mostly uses two things: spectroscopy and atmospheric examination. Even if a planet doesn't have obvious signs like oxygen, life can still be there. Spectroscopy, the study of how light interacts with stuff, is key to this plan. When a planet passes in front of its star, Webb looks at the light that passes through the planet's atmosphere. This light carries hints of chemicals that can be used to figure out what molecules are there. The Webb telescope uses MRI for mid-infrared stuff and SPEC for near-infrared analysis. Together, these tools give a full picture needed for a solid look. During a planetary transit, the light absorbed by a planet's atmosphere shows what chemicals are there. Webb decodes these signals to figure out what's in the atmosphere, looking for any chemicals that might suggest life or conditions good for life. By spotting these chemical clues, scientists can build models of the atmosphere to figure out the planet's climate and whether it's good for living on. One big goal of the Webb mission is to look for biomarkers, elements linked to life such as oxygen, methane, and water vapor. But spotting these things is just the first step. More study is needed to figure out if a planet could host life and to look for any signs of biological activity. One helpful trick Webb does is comparative indicator spectroscopy, where scientists compare data from different planets to get a better idea of whether life might exist beyond Earth. The ability of Webb to find signs of life in exoplanet atmospheres is a great step in the effort to find aliens. Its instruments let it check out planets with amazing accuracy. As experts keep checking out the data, new info keeps coming out about whether life could be possible on other planets. The telescope's reach into space also lets us peek into the distant past to see the universe as it was billions of years ago, catching light from early galaxies. Webb lets us see how the cosmos has changed over time. These snapshots show how stars, planets, and galaxies came to be and how they've changed, revealing the complex processes that shaped the universe. Beyond just looking for life, the James Webb Space Telescope is changing how we understand the whole universe. Its pictures of galaxies, stars, and other things are helping us put together the universe's story. Each find pushes the limits of what we know about space, paving the way for new studies and where human explorations could go next. Looking ahead, the Webb telescope will stay important for space discovery. Its future observations should really affect what we know and what we do in space. To sum it up, the James Webb Space Telescope is starting a whole discovery chapter in space science. Its ability to see distant galaxies, spot planets, and look for life is a great achievement in our effort to understand the universe. It's got fantastic instruments and amazing tech. Webb is ready to change how we study the cosmos and maybe solve its biggest secrets. Its role in checking out exoplanet atmospheres is maybe the most exciting thing, letting scientists search for tiny clues of life on other planets. With these tools, Webb lets scientists really study other planets, spotting things like water vapor, methane, and oxygen. Webb is essential for figuring out if other worlds can host life.